Welcome to the Box Score Sports Podcast.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Box Score Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Ryan, and on today, we're just today's clip. What we're going to do is we're just going to have an instant reaction to the Dolphins beating the Carolina Panthers 42-21, putting the Dolphins at 5-1 and the Panthers at 0-6. We're focusing on the Dolphins because that's my team, and we're going to talk about three things that we can take away from this game, whether it's good or bad. And if you are here and you want to talk about a game that you watched, your favorite team, or even the Dolphins or Panthers, let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts on the game was, whether it's this game or any game on Football Sunday, your favorite team. So let's just get into the first couple of takeaways. I usually try to do three. We'll get to three. So let's start with the run game. It was fine without Achane. Achane. I like to call him Achane, but it's Achane. It's unfortunate because of how good he was doing. Reports are week 11, he'll be back. I think they said against the Raiders. That's good to know, right? And then we hope that's when he's back. But the team will be fine. Ahmed, he almost had 4 yards of carry. Moser ran like a beast. There was a couple plays that, like, man, that guy's fast. He hurdled one player. I think if he didn't run into the fullback there, he probably would have had another big touchdown. But yeah, the running game for the Dolphins are fine. It really carried the day for the Dolphins on the offensive side of the ball. So did Tua and Tyreek Hill, which we'll talk about in a second. But the run game without Achane is going to be fine, but it's not going to be, it maybe be a little bit explosive, but not as explosive because Achane was really explosive. And we're going to miss him, but we want him healthy for the playoff run, so we're okay with that for right now. But run game is going to be okay. Let's talk about the second thing. Tyreek Hill, we know he's amazing. He's probably the best wide receiver, the second best wide receiver in the NFL. I think he's the best just because he gets open, like, all the time. I thought he was the best in Kansas City. He's impossible to cover, and he changes defenses. Now, he's not as big and he's not as crisp as a route runner as some of the other ones, but his explosion just opens up everything for everybody. Sort of like a Steph Curry effect in the NBA. And interestingly enough, in 2000, earlier this year, he said he wanted to get 2,000 yards. If he averages 108 yards going forward, he will hit that 2,000 mark. He caught 6 receptions, 163 yards, and a touchdown in today's game. So he might break that, and that will be really fun to see if that happens. I like his quote he had. He said something along the lines that when they were down 14 points last year, they were, there was a little bit of doubt whether they could come back or not this year. And as a Dolphin fan, even when we were down 14 points, it was like, what's going on here? But the Dolphins score so quickly that it doesn't matter, especially for some of these inferior teams, which that is what Carolina Panthers are right now. They're rebuilding. They're an inferior team. They could get better moving forward. We'll wait and see. And that's sort of the final point is going to have a couple different points. The first is, like, as Dolphin fans, it's kind of cool to be in a position that we blow out bad teams, or rebuilding teams, or however you want to word it. We blow them out. That's what you do to teams that are not on your level. And that's what the Dolphins have done all year this year. And I really like to see that, which shows that we're on a different tier, another level. 14-point deficits, not worried about that. When an average or below average team is beating us by double digits, the offense will be fine. But the last thing I want to talk about just real quick is the defense. A little bit of concern coming out of the gate. They allowed 14 points right away. I think it was the first 2 drives, but they only allowed 7 the rest of the game. And, there was a lot of talk on Twitter, Dolphins Twitter, NFL Twitter, about Vic Fangio being like, oh, is that an overrated signing or whatever? The truth of the matter is, we got to give it time, guys. We don't know what this team is going to fully be until November, December, especially on the defensive side of the ball with a new system in place. I always like to give like systems 2 or 3 years, because the first year you're implementing your system, the second year you're getting guys and young players to put in your system that you chose. You get to hand pick these players that fit your system, and then the third year, after a year of experience with all the young players and all the players you want to fit your system, the third year is when usually the year any like system you'll start to see should be on an upward trajectory. So now for the Dolphins, we're thinking Super Bowl, right? That's what as a Dolphin fan, realistically, you're thinking, can we win a Super Bowl? And maybe that defense, we needed it to move a little quicker, and maybe it will, because Jalen Ramsey will be back by November, December. So just settle down. I think we got to be patient with Vic Fangio. I think he'll get his defense in. I think he's just trying to see what works and what doesn't work. He's willing to make adjustments. So that is that is what we have to do as Dolphin fans, is just wait and see. I don't like that he's not using Van Ginkel on the edge more. Like, he had like a couple really good games coming off as an edge rusher. I really think that's where he should be. Chubb had a sack. I think he had a sack or two. He had one sack. Wilkins had a big game. They got to the quarterback 4 times. Phillips was out there, but I don't know if he's healthy or is he still playing through those injuries. I'm not sure. But I just want to wait and give it time for the system to develop. And I know people will be like, well, he had all offseason and this and that. That's not, guys. If we look at the history of the NFL, it always takes time to implement a system for the most part. Sometimes you bring a new coach in and they fire the guys up, but for the majority of the time, it takes a little bit. Look at Mike McDaniels, right? Last year, look what he did compared to this year. Now, I think all of us would agree that this year, the team looks so much better offensively than last year. And last year, they had a really good offense, but this year, it's because not only did he have a year to implement it, but then he brought other guys in to help complement his system. He made adjustments to like who he had on his roster. Oh, I got Tyreek. I'm just going to put him in motion all the time. Confuse the defense. What? I got Achane. I'm just going to use him in a spread running zone formation. Mostert, same thing. And he decided, hey, we got to run the ball more. That is what we had to give Mike McDaniels time. It's only fair that we give Vic Fangio time. So that's all I have. Great win for the Dolphins, 42-21. Next week, the Eagles are coming to town, or we're going there. I'm not sure, but we're playing the Eagles. That's all I know. And that's going to be a good game. That's going to really be a measuring stick for the Miami Dolphins, and I'm looking forward to it. Let me know again in the comments down below what you thought of the Dolphins game, or a game that you watched today. The Niners got upset by the Browns. The Falcons lost. Ritter didn't look that great. I mean, there was a lot going on in today's game so far. Let me know in your comments below. Like the channel and also subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. We'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks so much for watching this clip of the Box Score Sports Podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter or X. And we'll talk to you guys real soon. See ya.